Play ball!
If they don't win, it's a shame. It's 1, 2, they fight you out of the Alomar game.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Season 2, Episode 9 of Cheeto Talking Tribe. We had ourselves a pretty good week. We went 4-2 overall. We now sit at 29-23, 4 games back of the Tigers. By virtue of taking 3 out of 4 from them, we crept from within 6 to 4. So I said I wanted us to take at least 3 out of 4 from them, and we did, winning every game except for against. Ran into the Tariq Screwball Buzzsaw. He was a beast. He was dealing. No guff. 2-hit, complete game shutout. Jose Ramirez and Will Wilson had the only hit. So shout out to Will Wilson because, yes, you expect a sturdy pro like Jose Ramirez to produce a hit. And other than the legendary Jose Ramirez, Will Wilson was the only one that could get anything going off of Mr. Screwball. But like I said, a good week. We were all on the road. It was supposed to be a 7-game week. It got a bit rainy in Minneapolis, so we only got 2 games in. We split the 2 Twins games. The first game we had to make up. It was suspended in the 4th. We were down by 1. And then by that 9th inning, we were down by 3. We rallied all the way back and ultimately lost that one in a 1-run game. So that was a tough loss, but we did show a lot of heart there. And, so we ended up splitting that Twins, and it was a 6-game week instead of a 7-game week because of all that rain. We'll have a doubleheader in September against the Twins. So, we split with the Twins, including those difficult circumstances, making up that trailing by 1 split game. So that was 1-1, and then in Detroit, 3 out of 4 from the Tigers. Got great pitching. It's about every day, but today, Logan Allen obviously had his hiccups, and Tariq Screwball was just masterful, but took 3 out of 4 from Detroit to move, bump it from within 6 to within 4. Programming notes. We are Abraham Drinking, Cheeto Talking Tribe, most Sundays at 8:30. Find us the week that was, breaking down next week's schedule and the week that'll be, and where we're at as a baseball team. Do be sure to check out the Abraham Drinking Show tomorrow from the Lincoln Lounge at 6 o'clock. They do their general content, funny podcast every Monday at 6 o'clock, usually from the Lincoln Lounge. And shout out to our official sponsor, $2. They have delicious empanadas, nice stone oven pizzas, always got the game on you want, good happy hour prices. So shout out to $2, and do follow us at Abraham Drinkin', wherever you get your podcasts, whether it be Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, iHeartRadio, TikTok. I think that covers most of them. So, we're 29-23. The AL East remains largely disappointing. The whole wild card field is still the AL Central. It's the Tigers leading the division. Us and the Twins 4 back, the Royals 5 back. The Royals finally slowed the Twins down to keep the Twins even with us. But the Twins are red hot. We were probably lucky it rained and lucky to catch a split with those Twins because they've won something like, 15 out of their last 18. So they are hotter than hot, and we were fortunate to split with them. So we're right there, like I said. The whole wild card field is the AL Central now. It's us and the Twins with the Royals a game behind us. And we're all looking up at the Tigers, but again, it went from 6 games to 4 by virtue of taking 3 out of 4 from them. Today's franchise icon I wanted to salute is still with us as one of the best first base coaches in the biz, Sandy Alomar Jr., player for us from the Cleveland Indians from 1990 to 2000. 3rd catcher to win the Gold Glove as a rookie, joining, I think, Roy Campanella and Johnny Bench, so good company there. 1997 All-Star MVP, which was in Cleveland, so that was a nice moment, not just getting the All-Star MVP, but having the game in his home park. And he's been a coach for us from 2010 to present, and he is such a good first base coach. He can even tell Kyle Manzardo when it's a good time to steal a base. So shout out to Cleveland Indians, now Guardians, franchise icon, Sandy Alomar Jr., high-end catcher from 1990 to 2000 as a player, and terrific first base coach for us. He's been for years now. He's been a coach with us from 2010 to present. Today's franchise icon, excuse me, Sandy Alomar Jr. Legend. Anyway, this week, we have, I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. I'm just going to specifically mention our matchups for next week. We do finally return home, and we host the Dodgers. The Mets slowed them down a little bit this weekend. They've played to a draw, and they're the ESPN 1-1 in their series, and they're the ESPN Sunday night game tonight. But yes, with us taking 3 of 4 from the Tigers, the Dodgers have the best record in baseball. So we go back home, but competition stays tough. We play the Dodgers, and then we play the Angels. And at first glance, the Angels were seemingly our easiest of this 18-game stretch to be, but they finally lost to the Marlins today, ending a 9-game winning streak. So the Angels are red hot, back in the AL West race. Tyler Ward's regained his stroke. Yoel Moncada, a couple of their hitters are finally hitting a little better. And, so the Angels are not to be taken lightly. We got the Dodgers and Angels next week. Which, the Angels are no Twins or obviously Tigers, but still, Dodgers, Angels, another tough week. Probably a little easier because it don't get much tougher than it got this week with the Twins and Tigers on the road, but still, taking on the Dodgers and Angels. Now, the Dodgers have a couple pitching injuries, and that really doesn't matter. They go 9 deep. They just reset and plug in. Blake Snell's hurt. Another injury or two in their rotation escapes me. But anyways, we face Yamamoto, last year's international import sensation. Yamamoto, Monday. Dustin May, prospect coming into his own, homegrown Dodgers prospect, Tuesday. And Clayton Kershaw, the legend, trying to have one more good year. He's recently returned from injury, so like I said, you don't catch a break. Even with 2 injuries in their rotation, the Dodgers still have quite a formidable and fearsome rotation. So let's hope that we can just put together another good winning week and go 4-2 again, maybe even 5-1. Beat up on the Angels, win this Dodgers series. I wanted to give a shout out to Cecconi. His whip sits at 1.09. He got the win his last turnaround in the rotation. He pitched well in his debut. In his debut, he allowed 3 runs, but 2 of them were inherited runners that he let score when really Vogt shouldn't have even sent him out in the 6th. But yeah, had another sturdy start last time through the rotation. So unfortunately, Ben Lively will be out for a while. I think he needs Tommy John, so he'll be out for a good while, as in not in our plans for the rest of 2025. But Cecconi, missing some bats, got his first Major League win, sitting on a 1.09 whip right now. Bybee, whip looking a little more ace-like at 1.21. I know about 3 shows ago it was at 1.5, as it was, I think, about May or about to be May. And 1.5, not an ace-like whip, but you'd still like to see your aces whip at more like 1.1, 1.08 in a perfect world, but Bybee's got it down to 1.21, and it was 1.5 a few weeks ago, so he's trending in the right direction there. And let's just hope the bats can wake up a little bit and we get something out of the black hole that's been right field, whether it be Noel, Jones, Martinez. I guess Martinez will play more infield than outfield, but either way, get something out of that black hole that's been right field. Little more hitting from our catcher. The power's there, but Bo Naylor's average is still around the Mendoza line. I want to continue to give shout out to our catching defense. Hedges throughout. Gleyber Torres, who runs pretty well, already has a handful of stolen bases on the season. It was like the fielder had to wait for the tag. He threw him out by a good beat. So in an era where it's harder for the defense to control the running game than ever, whether it's Naylor or Hedges behind the hill. We continue to gun people down, and we're closer to the Tigers than we were last week, taking the 3 out of 4 from them and hanging in and splitting with the scorching hot Twins. So this division's tough again. It's still early, and now that we're only 4 games back, that's nothing now. Let's keep putting this pressure on the Tiger, and hoping that, like I said, our young infielders, Arias, Martinez, and Schneemann, whoever the middle infield rotates, can keep leveling up, and we can keep stringing together winning weeks. Ever since we got a 9-game road trip out of the way, I do believe by my unofficial count, we've strung together 5 winning weeks. We haven't gotten like the guns blazing 6-0 yet, but we've had about 5 winning weeks and 1 even record week since that 9-game road trip. So let's just keep winning series, do what we can against the Dodgers, beat up on the Angels, get some revenge on them. We had a harder time than we should have when we saw them earlier in the season, and let's stay right in the thick of this race that we're right in the thick of in the toughest division in baseball. Jose Ramirez, nice heater. His hitting streak sits at 18 games. He extended it with a hit off Skubal in the 7th again. Only 2 hits off Skubal today. Will Wilson and Jose Ramirez to extend his hitting streak. So let's keep that hitting streak going. Get us some much needed attention from the media. And have a nice Memorial Day starting series at home against the Dodgers. We're playing good ball. There's never a great time to face the Dodgers, but fresh off taking 3 of 4 from the Tigers. The Dodgers are only a few games above the Tigers in the standings. Keep slaying some Giants and playing some good ball. Thank you for tuning in to Tito Talking Tribe. And go Tribe this week. Let's stay hot in the hottest division in baseball, the thick of this race.
Play ball!
If they don't win, it's a shame.